What's up, Ohio? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Broulis Beat Report, presented to you, as always, by Cafe 80s. If you are a fan of 80s music, and especially live 80s music, please feel free to search for them on Facebook, simply by typing in Cafe 80s, or you can visit their actual website at thecafe80s.net and find out where they'll be at a venue next and closest to you. I guarantee you're going to love a Cafe 80s show if you go and you love live 80s music. Well, I am your host, Nick Broulis. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to check out this edition of the Broulis Beat Report, and we will rewind Week 7 of the NFL along with a couple college picks that I made. And today's date is Tuesday, October 25th, 2016. We're going to start off with college football. Last week I made two predictions, only got one of them right. Number 6, Texas A&M visiting number 1, Alabama. I took Alabama and I got that one right. And on a sour note, so to speak, number 2, Ohio State visiting Penn State. I took Ohio State, but it was Penn State that got the upset win over the Buckeyes. They fell to number 6 in the poll, which kind of shocked me. So now if you're an Ohio State fan, you'll need either Clemson or Washington, maybe even Louisville, to lose a game, in Louisville's case, another game. And you'll need Michigan to go undefeated until they meet Ohio State for the last game of the year. Couple things on the Ohio State game real quick. The deep passing attack just continues to not be there for Ohio State. It hasn't been there probably since week 4 of the college football season. And I had noticed in the second half that the Ohio State Buckeyes were actually losing the battle at the line of scrimmage on both offense and defense. So it was just not a good second half for Ohio State at all. So Ohio State will look to get back on track as they host Northwestern this Saturday. Now, moving on to the NFL. Week 7, of course, started on Thursday night with the Bears visiting the Packers. I took the Packers and I got that one right. Next up was the London game, early Sunday morning. Giants visiting, if you want to say visiting, almost said St. Louis, my goodness, the Los Angeles Rams. I took the Giants and I got that one right. Saints at the Chiefs. I took the Chiefs, got that one right. Colts visiting the Titans. I took the Colts and I got that one right. Vikings visiting the Eagles. I took the Vikings to stay undefeated and I was wrong on that one. The Eagles won that game. And then the Redskins were visiting the Lions. I actually took the Washington Redskins, but it was the Lions who came away with a late touchdown to win the game, so I got that pick wrong. Raiders stay undefeated after they went to Jacksonville and took care of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I got that one right because I did pick the Oakland Raiders. The Bills visiting the Dolphins. All of a sudden the Dolphins look like a better team now. I took the Bills, but it was the Dolphins that got the win in that game. Ravens at the Jets. The Jets got a win, but it was costly as Geno Smith goes down for the season with a knee injury. I took the Ravens, so I got that one wrong. Buccaneers visiting the San Francisco 49ers. I took Tampa, and I got that one right. Buccaneers visiting San Francisco. I took Tampa Bay, and I did get that one right. Chargers at Atlanta. Well, I took the Falcons, but the Chargers won because the Falcons went for it on 4th and 1 in their own territory. Very costly. Chargers get the win. I got that one wrong. Patriots at Steelers. Anyone think that should have been the Sunday night game or Monday night game? Because I did, even with Roethlisberger being out. Patriots come away with the win at Heinz Field, and I did take the Patriots, so I got that one right. This is the one that it ticks me off because I didn't win or lose. It's a tie. There should be no tying in sports, period. 6-6 tie between the Seahawks and the Cardinals. I took the Arizona Cardinals, so I really didn't get that one right or wrong. And then the Monday night game, Brock Osweiler returning to Denver after he signed in free agency with the Houston Texans. I'm glad I took Denver because Denver absolutely annihilated the Houston Texans. Now, for the local game, the Battle of Ohio, the Cleveland Browns visiting the Cincinnati Bengals. I obviously took the Cincinnati Bengals, and the victory for Cincinnati, the score, it wasn't even as close as it was. 31-17 was the final. It was just, first off, I knew the game was over once A.J. Green caught that Hail Mary pass in the end zone. It just, first off, as a defender, you need to be surrounding where the ball comes down. I wrote about that in my Broulis Beat Report article entitled Browns No Match in the Battle of Ohio. So if you haven't had a chance to read that, feel free to see in detail what I had to say about the Browns' loss to the Bengals. It was just, it really was an ugly game for the Cleveland Browns. Another quarterback got hurt, and Kevin Hogan came in. He did a great job, for someone who's a rookie and barely gets any snaps. He was a practice squad guy, and he had the longest run for the Browns in terms of rushing, I believe, in the history of the team, let alone this year. So what can you say? What can you say about the Browns at this point? They're 0-7. They got a very minimal chance to beat the New York Jets when they come in to First Energy Stadium. The one positive, though, I will say, is that 4 of the next 5 games for the Cleveland Browns will be at home, which they desperately need. They've been on the road so much, it's hard to believe they've even actually had 2 home games so far this year. So, what can you say? The Cleveland Browns, they got a lot of work to do. And one thing I can say is I give Hugh Jackson a lot of credit. He's trying to stay as positive as possible, but how positive can you stay when you see, some players giving, a half-hearted effort? And one thing I got to say real quick, it is not looking good on Joe Hayden's part that, he's missing these games due to a groin injury. Again, that's another part of my article on the Browns' loss to the Bengals on fandom.com. Check that out so you can see where I went to in further detail. It doesn't look good right now for Joe Hayden. Hopefully he's back next week, and somehow, some way, by some miracle, the Browns can get into the win column. Well, that does it for this edition of the Broulis Beat Report. Again, I thank you for taking the time to check this out. Whether you were busy or not, you took the time to check out this podcast. Until next time, my name is Nick Broulis. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.